What's up, Rich Squad? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dominic Rich, and if you're new around here, consider hitting the subscribe button and click the little bell to become part of the notification squad. As you can tell from the title, I'll be doing the 2018-19 UEFA Europa League draw reactions and predictions. I'm going to let you know the two teams from each group who will move on to the round of 32 along with the 8 coming down from the Champions League. So guys, I'm about to pull up the Europa League draw results. I did not watch the draw. To be honest, I was sleeping. I really did forget about the draw. But then I decided to check my, news, and I was like, oh shoots, the draw happened already. So right now, I'm about to check the draw results. So in Group A, we have Bayer Leverkusen. Okay, before I continue, guys. Some of these teams, I won't know anything about them because there are some really small teams that I never heard about. So let me give you that disclaimer one time. So I'll be making a few left field predictions here, and I'll be making some predictions based on the teams that I know as well. That has been historically strong teams. So let's start with Group A. We have Bayer Leverkusen of Germany, Ludogorets of Bulgaria, FC Zurich of Switzerland, and AEK Larnaca of Greece. I think that has to be Greece. AEK, So the two teams that I think will advance from this group, I'm gonna go for Bayer Leverkusen. They should top this group. They're by far the best team in this group on paper. Let me just say that on paper. So I'm going to go for Bayer Leverkusen to top this group. And I'm going to go for Ludogorets, the team from Bulgaria, to come in second to move on to the round of 32. Let's move on to Group B, where we have Red Bull Salzburg, the team who lost to Crvena Zvezda in the Champions League playoffs, on their away goal rule, giving up 2 quick goals in the space of like 1 minute. And then we have Celtic, the team from Scotland who also didn't qualify via the playoffs, RB Leipzig and Rosenborg. I think Rosenborg is a Danish team, if I'm not mistaken. RB Leipzig, German team. So in this group, I'm going to go for Salzburg to top this group. They should have been in the Champions League, but they really screwed up. I'm going to go for Red Bull Salzburg, the Austrian team, to top Group B. And coming in second, I'm going to go for RB Leipzig. So guys, I'm actually editing this video right now, and I actually realized that Red Bull Salzburg and RB Leipzig are in the same group. And while I did the draw reaction, I did not realize. I don't know how I missed it. I really don't know. Both teams are owned by Red Bull. Wow. I thought things like this don't happen in draws, but UEFA, it's a surprise again. Surprise. So let's see how that one works out. But wow, I don't know how I missed that. I'm kind of stuck between Celtic and Leipzig, but I'm going to go for Leipzig. Guys, let me know your predictions down below as well. So on to Group C, where we have Zenit St Petersburg, the team from Russia, FC Copenhagen, the team from Denmark who was in the Champions League last year, Bordeaux, a French team, and Slavia Prague, the team from Czech Republic, right? Czech Republic? Czech Republic. I think they are Czech Republic. This one is pretty difficult. It's hard. It's hard to predict who will move on. Oh boy. Bordeaux, they lost Malcolm and... Oh man. This one is hard, but I'm going to go for Zenit St Petersburg to top this. Zenit to top, Slavia Prague to come in second and move on to the round of 32. Group D, Anderlecht, the team from Belgium, Fenerbache, team from Turkey, Dinamo Zagreb, the team who I'll be following this season from Croatia, and Spartak Tranava. I really don't know that team. Guys, let me know where that team is from. Is it a Russian team? I really don't know. Spartak? It sounds Russian, right? But this is a pretty kind group for Dinamo Zagreb. It's a kind group for Zagreb. I like it. Anderlecht, talented team who, usually be in the Champions League, but this season, Club Brugge, qualified for the Champions League. Fenerbahce, a Turkish team, they're a little inconsistent. And Spartak Tranava, element of surprise. Element of surprise. This one is hard. Am I gonna go for Dinamo Zagreb to top this group? It's hard. It's hard. I'm gonna go for Dinamo to move on, but they're gonna come in second. And I'm gonna go for Anderlecht to top the group. So Anderlecht top the group, Dinamo Zagreb second, move on to the round of 32. Group E, we have Arsenal, the team from England who placed 6th last season. And, you know, they have Europa League hopes with their manager Unai Emery already winning it like 3 times in a row with Sevilla. If I'm wrong, correct me down below. And then we have Sporting CP, the team from Portugal who was in a whole lot of shambles last season, you know, losing so many top players, you know. And then we have Qarabag, the team from Azerbaijan who was in the Champions League last season, and FC Vorskla. I don't know that team. That's one of the teams that I don't know. To top the group, it's hard. Qarabag is a tough team. Qarabag is a tough team. I think Qarabag held some of these big teams to draws last season. I can't remember if it was Real Madrid or, but it was one of those big teams that they, you know, held to a draw. So they're a pretty tough team. I'm gonna actually go for, this one is hard. This one is really hard. But I'm gonna go for Arsenal to top the group. I'm gonna back Arsenal to top the group. If they don't top the group, man, they deserve some licks. And I'm going to go for Qarabag to come in second. Sporting and Vorskla will not move on to the round of 32. In Group F, we have Olympiakos, the team from Greece. AC Milan, team from Italy. Real Betis, Spanish team. And Dudelange. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Dudelange or Dudelange, I really don't know where that team is from. I have to do some research. But in this group, we would want to believe that AC Milan should top this group. You know, we would want to believe that. Olympiakos, Real Betis, this is a tough group. Betis has been a decent team in Spanish La Liga for, you know, last few seasons. I'm going to actually go for Betis to top this group. I'm going to say Milan coming second, Olympiakos, and the team that name starts with a D will not move on. Group G, Villarreal, the team from Spain. Rapid Vienna, Austrian team. Spartak Moscow, team from Russia. And Rangers, Steven Gerrard's team from Scotland. This one is pretty tricky. It's tricky. Spartak Moscow was in the Champions League last season. They were Russian champions the season before. And, you know, Villarreal up and coming, you know, not up and coming, but they have been, you know, on the resurge as of late. Rapid Vienna, these Austrian teams can be a pain in the backside. And, you know, Rangers, Stevie G, you know, at the helm. This one is tough. This one is tough. I'm going to go for Villarreal to top this group. And I'm going to go for left field prediction and say Rangers coming second. Go Stevie G. Okay, so Group H. Lazio, the team from Italy. Marseille, French team who was in the Europa League finals last season, placed second. Eintracht Frankfurt, the winner of the DFB Pokal last season. And Apollon Limassol. Where's that team from? Is that a Cypriot team? Is that a Greek team? It sounds similar to one of those, you know, names. But I'm going to go for... This group is tough, but Lazio should top this group. Easy. I'm going to go for Lazio to top this group. I'm going to say Marseille coming second because, you know, Frankfurt, they lost Niko Kovac to Bayern Munich. So I'm going to say Lazio to top the group, Marseille to come in second, Apollon Limassol, and Frankfurt do not move on. Group I. Besiktas, the team from Turkey. Genk, team from Belgium. Malmo, the team from Sweden. And Salzburg. That sounds like a Scandinavian team. Is it Norwegian, Swedish? Is it a Danish team? I don't know this team. But Malmo, regular in the Champions League, you know, last few seasons. Besiktas was in the Champions League last season. They got knocked out by Bayern Munich, I think in the round of 16. Very talented squad. I'm going to go for Besiktas to top this group. And I'm going to say Malmo coming second. Malmo coming second. Group J. Sevilla, one of the most successful, if not the most successful Europa League teams. Krasnodar, a team from Russia. Well, Sevilla is a team from Spain for those who didn't know. Krasnodar, a Russian team. Standard Liège, a Belgian team. And Akhisarspor, that's a Turkish team. I don't know this team, but Spor is Turkish for sport, I think, or sports club. This group is tricky, but Sevilla should top this group. Sevilla are, you know, favorites to top this group. Standard Liège, let me go for Standard Liège, the Belgian team, to come in second. And Krasnodar and Akhisarspor, if I'm saying that name right, not to move on. Group K, Dynamo Kiev, who was in the Champions League qualifying playoffs. They're a team from Ukraine. Astana, a team from Kazakhstan. Rennes, a French team. And Jablonec. I have no idea where that team is from. So this one is a tricky group as well. Astana, they were in the Champions League a few seasons ago. Dynamo Kiev, were they in the Champions League last season? I think they were. I think they might have been. And Rennes is a French team, you know, mid-table, you know, French team. Jablonec, I have no idea where they're from. I'm gonna go for Dynamo Kiev to top this group. And let me say Astana coming second. That's my prediction for Group K. And the last group, Chelsea. English team, you know, Champions League winning team. Europa League, pretty embarrassing. PAOK, the team from Greece who got destroyed at the Toumba Stadium. A lot of people said the Toumba Stadium was a fortress, and Benfica proved everyone wrong. And then we have BATE Borisov, the team from, this is crazy, guys. Look at this. BATE Borisov, the team from Belarus, and Vidi FC, the Hungarian team. All three teams in this group was in the Champions League playoffs. Like, that is sick. And they were in the Champions, like the last phase of the playoffs. Wow. This is the group of death. Guys, this is the group of death. Group L is the Europa League group of death. Chelsea, PAOK, BATE Borisov, and Vidi FC. Chelsea should run away with this group pretty easily. Wouldn't want to believe that. And the rest teams is really hard to predict, man. I'm going to back Vidi. I like Vidi. I like Vidi FC. I like Vidi. I'm going to say Vidi coming second. PAOK and BATE Borisov do not move on. So let me do a quick recap. If I could actually remember the teams who I predict would move on to the round of 32, like the 24 teams that would move on, and then 8 Champions League teams will join them in the round of 32, and then they move on to 16, 8, 4, and the last 2 in the finals. Who do I think will actually win the Europa League, guys? We can't predict that yet. We cannot predict that yet because there are teams from the Champions League who are going to come down. And, you know, last season, remember, Atletico Madrid came down from the Champions League and they won the damn thing. Which team do I think are most likely to get to the finals? I'll have to say Chelsea are favorites. Chelsea should be favorites to win this thing. You could throw Arsenal in there, Sevilla, Villarreal, or even a team like Lazio. My recap, Chelsea and Vidi to go through. Group K, Dynamo Kiev, Astana. Group J, Sevilla and Standard Liège. Group I, Besiktas and Malmo. Group H, Lazio and Marseille. Group G, Villarreal and Rangers. Group F, Milan and Betis. Group E, Arsenal and Qarabag. Group D, Anderlecht and Dinamo Zagreb. Group C, Zenit St Petersburg and I can't remember, who did I pick? Slavia Prague. I think I picked Slavia Prague. Group B. Well, guys, if I mess up who I picked from Group C, pardon me, because, you know, I did Group C quite a long time ago. Group B, Salzburg and Leipzig. And Group A, Bayer Leverkusen and Ludogorets. So guys, let me know all the teams who you think will qualify to the next phase, which is the round of 32. Let me know if you like the draw your team got, but I really like the draw my team got, which is Dinamo Zagreb, my team from Croatia that I'll be following this season in the Europa League. So I have one team in the Champions League, which is Manchester City, and one team in the Europa League, which is Dinamo Zagreb. I'm pretty happy with both draws. In the Champions League, Manchester City, they drew Olympique Lyonnais, and they drew Shakhtar Donetsk again, and of course, Hoffenheim. And now Dinamo Zagreb, they drew Anderlecht, Fenerbache, and Spartak Tranava. I think that's a pretty good draw. So guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Share your predictions as well. If you're new to the channel, make sure you click the subscribe button, smash the thumbs up button. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And until next time, peace out, Rich Squad. You know I really don't know the Europa League anthem, right? I haven't watched enough Europa League football because what happens when you watch football on the weekend, then you have Monday football as well. Then you have Champions League on Tuesday, Champions League on Wednesday, and then by that time you want to just chill for the weekend again, and then Europa League comes on Thursday. So most times I don't watch most of the games, but I'll be watching them this season. Dinamo Zagreb, I see you. I got you. I got you.